and welcome back to another episode of Key Factors Podcast. I am your host, Mark Jones, and we are powered by ReviewMyMortgage.com, the largest index of mortgage programs in the nation. And guys, this is the first episode in our new studio. JC, if you can give us the wide view so we can show it off a little bit. Yeah. And then we've got some new guests with us. So I'm going to introduce our guests real quick. We've got Dylan. Dylan, how you doing?
Good, bro. Good. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. It's good to have you as the first guest in this in the new studio.
Yeah.
And then we got Carlos. Carlos, I can't pronounce your last name, so tell me.
Puckerin, like pucker up, but we're puckering.
Puckerin. Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
So typically at the beginning of these discussions, I give you guys an opportunity to tell us about yourselves. Dylan, I'm going to let you go first because most people that watch this and tune into this probably know who you are. And if they don't, shame on you.
Yeah.
Dylan, go for it.
Yeah. So my name is Dylan Shively, and I'm the owner of James Warren Group. We're a complete credit management company. We help people with personal credit, business credit, anything in relation. You need to fix it, build it, learn about it. I'm your guy. And the second part is Vision Partners Media. So this is a little bit newer. We talked about it on the last one, where we're creating a lot of content for helping people build their brands. It could be business, personal brand, photo shoots, anything in relation to media. Obviously, you know how important it is. Viewers, you know how important it is, because with no media, you wouldn't know me right now.
That's right.
I'm your guy.
Hey, man, I love it. Carlos, you walked in here.
Very black.
Instant firecracker. I walked in, he was like, darkness? No, but if you could, because Dylan reached out to me yesterday.
Yeah, tell the story.
And said, I've got... I saw your post. I've got a guy you need to meet.
Yeah.
And instantly when you walked in, I'm like, that's a brother from another mother right there.
I was the guy that you needed to meet as soon as I walked in.
I think you got all my melanin.
Yeah, I did. I even got a little bit more when I shook your hand. That's what
awesome.
One of my superpowers is. If you have any, I take some of them.
Extraction.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself.
So, I own a company called the Loaded Realty Company. Started off as a licensed realtor about 5 years ago. My very, very first deal was about 12 years ago when I did my first fix and flip. And that was in a place called Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So I'm a dual citizen, United States, and, this great nation of ours. And when I came here, I was like, I want to just do things differently. That's, I guess, what I'm known for, doing things differently. And when I say that, I mean, having the standard be the absolute best, right? And so, becoming a licensed realtor, I quickly realized how many of them suck. I don't know if we say that stuff here, but
we say those things among many others. All I ask is that you use them properly.
Yeah. And so they really suck is the better way to say it.
Yeah.
And so that's why so many realtors fail within that first, 12 to 16 month threshold.
Right.
Because usually they come out of some type of corporate job where there's a structure for them and they don't realize that they actually run a business.
That's right.
Right. And so, from, doing fix and flips and having to try to hire realtors and do my own deals, I realized I can probably do something a lot better. 5 years later, started this company called Loaded Realty. I left EXP, big box brokers, yada, 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 nothing. But I loved the company. Sure. I just wanted to do a little bit of things a little bit more intimately.
Yeah. And you wanted it to be your own.
And
let's be real.
Let's just be real. I wanted it to be my own. In tandem, I created a company called LLGS, which stands for the Loaded Lead Generation System.
Okay.
And in creating that company, what I realized, the problem that I was ultimately solving was the realtor doesn't understand that they run a business. Mm-hmm. They don't understand that, your SOI is going to run out and you'd be better to buy your SOI, because people that don't know you sometimes will do more business with you because they're coming to you specifically for that business.
So I'm going to bring my old saying that I've been saying for many, many years now, which is if we only did business with people we knew, we'd all be broke.
Period.
Bottom line.
And the truth is, people do business with people that they like, right? And not saying that the people that don't like you, but sometimes they don't want to expose themselves to the things that are going on in their lives. And now you're going to know.
Of course, especially me being on the lending side. I've experienced it for the past 13, 14 years of, oh man, I'm scrolling through social media and wait a minute, I thought we were friends. I thought we were boys.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I got to realize, hey, maybe they just didn't want me seeing their situation, and that's okay.
It's actually better.
Yeah. So it goes to your point of you can't just do business with your sphere of influence.
No, you can't. And the thing about it is when you want to go back to that term, buy your SOI, when you buy your SOI, you're 10 times more likely to get a lead that never knew you to give you 5, 6, 7, 8, even 10 more referrals than that person that came from your inner circle. Absolutely. Right? Because they're going to, in some weird way, and I don't know, it's just kind of like the buyer and seller psychology, want to keep you their best kept secret. Right? And so what the loaded lead generation system ultimately does is it gives you an all-in-one business in a box. We do your omnipresent stuff. We set all your branding, all your marketing, inbound leads, all your data, all your skip tracing. Then we teach you different types of business that you can actually do.
Wow.
Investment business, divorce business, delinquent business. We're literally teaching you what your niche would be.
That's right.
Because when you go broad, you go broke, but when you go niche, you get rich. And most people don't understand that. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
so
sir.
the business has been incredible for us. It's been eye-opening to see why so many people are failing, and then just go back with that data, like we were talking about extracting that data, and then giving, our clients the opportunity to really scale their businesses.
Yeah.
And so,
Scaling is a big thing that most will never even get to.
It's true.
Because just like you said, they don't realize that they're running their own business.
Yeah.
And there are levels to this shit, as they say.
yeah.
And once you get to a certain level, you've got to start delegating. You've got to start automating. You've got to start eliminating stuff from your process.
So wait a minute. What'd you say there? Delegate? You said delegate, elevate, eliminate?
Yes, sir.
That shit is the truth.
It is.
If you only got one head and you're trying to wear 20 hats, that shit's not going to work.
No, I can tell you personally, I've tried it. I still to this day get caught up in accidentally doing it until kind of like last night.
Yep.
I'm hanging up here on a ladder, sweating, answering phone calls, checking email, doing all the things when I went, okay, this is probably not something I should be doing, but oh well, I'm done.
And a lot of it is just because we built our business. In some way it becomes our baby, but then your baby actually grows its own set of legs and then walks wherever the fuck it wants to go.
That's right.
And sometimes you impede the path that it needs to go on and to get to its growth. And I tell everybody that, like, I don't fucking braid my own hair. I don't wash dishes. I don't wash. There's nothing against any of that shit.
No, but
I just don't do it because it's not the best use of my time.
And that I'm glad you hit on that key point there, which is the best use of your time. Find out what it is that you do best within your business. Focus on that. Then the goal is to, if you have enough business, hire around the things that you're not good at.
Yeah.
But what was the old, I don't know if it's a saying, but the logic behind the old way is, let me coach you on the things that you're not good at. Why?
For what?
Why?
Yeah.
If I'm really good at something else, why not exponentially make it better and then hire or replace for the things that you're not good at?
Look, if I'm the running back and I'm fucking catching 3 and outs, just don't try to throw me a bomb. Just throw that sucker to me at 3 then I'll run from here. It's just like what we're doing right now. And this is a great segue for it. It's like, okay, I have a first-time home buyers program.
Okay.
We're doing great with it. We're giving education and we're moving people from what they're thinking about doing into action, which is actually doing it.
Right.
Well, guess what? I don't do credit at all whatsoever. Okay. So what would be the point of me trying to explain that to you at all whatsoever when I could just call Dylan?
Absolutely.
And the James Warren Group already has an entire system set up to where it's just like, I got the guy.
Yeah.
You got the guys. Let's just bring them together.
Well, in addition to the inherent liability that you could incur by giving the wrong information. I mean, you almost have to lead every conversation with, I am not a CPA, or I am not a credit expert, or I am not, but then you go on to give that advice that then could either get you in trouble, even if you gave the right advice.
Because you always got that person, unfortunately, that's sitting there waiting for you to give the wrong
That's exactly
advice.
right.
You're like, wait a minute, what'd he say? What'd he say?
That's right.
That was the wrong thing to say. He said the wrong thing.
That's exactly
right
correct.
there on tape. Go to 1226.
That's
He said the
right.
wrong. So it's like you just, to the best of your ability, the more people you try to help, the more you're exposed to some sort of mishap, because there's not really a good deed that I've ever come across that's gone unpunished.
I like that. So now let me ask you, Carlos, what led you down the road of going this route and developing this business to essentially help more realtors in what you're doing versus just growing your business in the real estate side?
Man,
I get that question a lot, so that's why I'm asking.
So I love that question. That question used to piss me off. And the reason why it used
You know what I like to say?
Yeah.
It's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Yeah, no. I like that too. That's going in the bank of things I will say later. The reason that question used to piss me off is because I was more egotistical. You know, at that time, I wasn't as personally developed.
Okay.
So I couldn't understand why the hell you would ask me that when I want to help you.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But then I had to take that step back, like that Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, John C. Maxwell got into my soul. And I was like, you're skeptical.
That's right.
And I'm not. So I'm protecting myself against you, if that makes sense.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now what I realize is not everybody's like that. Not everybody gets the information and gets so excited about it that they want everybody to go out and have 7-figure years. And not everybody's like that. They're like, I got a 7-figure year and I don't want anybody to have it. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
And so what really, to be completely transparent, man, I grew up so broke, dude. And I just wanted somebody to help me. And I could never, like, I would ask people, hey man, do you know? Could you? And it's like, they were the villain. I will never tell you.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
as a matter of fact, our industry as a whole is very compartmentalized, meaning you go to XYZ mortgage company. It's not a big collaboration of what's working for you, what's working for you. It's, I'm going to keep doing this and hopefully nobody else finds out. Whereas for me, I was never like that. Matter of fact, I think I rose to a higher success level because I was giving out free information. Matter of fact, we talked about this the last time we had a discussion.
Yep.
And it is almost a new currency that you can't cash in day one, but it's going to come back around.
Bro, listen to me. That is so. I literally met Dylan off of the premise of our whole relationship is the exchange of good information and iron sharpening iron. So I come down. Do you remember the exact time that I had come down? Because that was like the beginning of.
No, I should have. I don't remember the exact time.
So I come down. I meet Dylan. I get introduced. So it was Miami.
Miami.
So we're in Miami, and I'm running one of those breakout rooms. Okay. So there's 500 people in a breakout room. Carlos, how have you earned this much? That particular year, I had done like 968,000 GCI. This is my last year with EXP. I'm thinking about leaving already. And I'm like, am I selling all these houses and closing all these deals because it says EXP, or is it EXME? You know what I mean? And I just really, that you know how sometimes as an entrepreneur, we're kind of crazy. Of course. So you just wake up at 3 a.m. like, it's all me, right? Like, you know what I mean? So,
it's more like
exactly. Excellent. Yes. So I was having that feeling more and more and more and more and more. And I was getting ready to leave the company, and I knew that I was, but they had invited me out to do all these speaking events. You know, I got to shut down the stage for Ed My Life, and they kept keeping me there with a few goldfish crackers, and they were delicious. Yeah. Right. And they had my favorite juice with it and everything. So I was like, I kept staying there, but the carrot wasn't really feeding the overall desire that I had. Long story short, Dylan one day is there with somebody totally different, not there to meet me at all whatsoever. Nope. But I'm talking about doing business differently. And in some slight way, I'm kind of pitching the loaded lead generation system to this room full of people who I'm not really supposed to be doing it, but I am doing it, right? And so I'm like, and we use the Go High Level, and we set everything up, and we get your A2P and your 10-2 DLC running. And I see Dylan like in the back, because I think somebody had called you in the room. Yeah. And I see like his left eyebrow raised and his right eyebrow raised. And then he gets a little closer to the front of the stage and a little bit close, right? So by the time I'm done, there's probably about 15, 20 people around. And most people, unfortunately, most humans would kind of look at that and have some type of ego reaction. For sure. It, you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
And the thing that was so different about Dylan that I could remember, he's like, hey, dude, and I don't know what made you say this, but he goes, if you have 15 or 20 people standing up here at the end of you having this type of conversation in a room this big, and they're all here specifically for you, there's something that you're not doing. And I could probably help you, tie that up. You need to be on a podcast. You need to come down to San Antonio. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I was like, nobody ever does that.
Pause that for a second, just to paint more of the picture.
Yeah, go for it.
That it was him along with, I think it was like 3 other people on the panel.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like all of these people came to just let me talk to a speaker, because the other speakers were wrapped up. And so he was the only one in the room with everyone there. So while they had the opportunity to talk to all 4 of them for an extended time, they were gone. He was the only one left. Now continue.
Yeah, so, go for it.
So what ended
Matter of fact, throw that mic right in front of you.
So what ended up,
we can hear that for some odd reason we're crisp.
Okay, is that better?
It's a top one.
Okay. So what ended up happening was I was giving away a lot of jewels, because I at that time was kind of like what you were saying. The seeds that I were planting were all starting to grow at the same time. I had some peach trees over there, some strawberries bushes over there. So I was like, man, I'm giving all this game away. And This, however it sounds, I don't really care. What I did realize though over the course of that, and it used to upset me at first, was like, how can you give all this information out and like 1 out of every 100 people actually put it into action? So it doesn't even matter who you give it to, because they're not even going to do anything with it. So I was realizing, let me find the people that will actually do something with it. So I'd have a room of 300, 400, 500 people, give it all away and say, here's my personal cell phone number. If you want to know more, and it'd be like 50 people there and like one person would call me.
That's right.
And I'd be like, but then all 50 would follow me on something.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, maybe you're a little nervous. Maybe you don't, maybe you look at me as some grand character that you can.
Maybe it's just inherent in people.
Yes.
Because I don't know what the statistic is, and we can look it up. I got ChatGPT ready to roll.
Yes.
But the idea is you go to a motivational workshop, this, that, you're going to feel inspired until the very end, and then your human nature kicks in. And I think it's, I don't know, maybe 5% actually use that information that they gave, because there's no way that any type of motivational speaker, someone that is there giving you nuggets, got there because the nuggets don't work.
Right. They're there off somebody else's nuggets.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
like every John C. Maxwell has listened to an Earl Nightingale.
Yes, sir.
Earl Nightingale listened to somebody before we even knew. They didn't have a pod. They didn't have a radio. They didn't have anything to even record it. He was just there in person because he received a paper flyer that was written with a feather dipped in ink.
Fact.
Like that's literally, we are running on like an algorithmic cycle of people who are kind of caught up in that I want to do and be better, and what do I need to do to put that in action?
Right.
Fast forward, Dylan says to me, come down to San Antonio. I'll help you actually get the pod together. I'll help you with the delivery of your messaging. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I give you for that? He's like, nothing, just show up. I'm like, I was so confused.
He was trying to pay me so hard because he's like, bro, I don't understand. Are you sure? Like I know this costs money. I'm like, yeah, no, it does. And he's like, so how much of my money? You're like trying to dumb it down for me.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't understand.
A plus B equals C.
I couldn't figure it because I was the only person up until that time that I had ever met that had ever done any like pro bono, let me help you out, come by, I see something in you. And most people still wouldn't take advantage of it.
Now, does that tell you something I already knew about Dylan here?
More than likely at that
he's working for something way bigger than himself.
Way bigger than himself. And I think the thing that attracts people like us is that we are all in the understanding, the unspoken understanding that we are working something for way bigger than self. Right. And I think most people are just running on autopilot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, if I can make it, then that's cool. And
I call it going through the motions.
And they suck. Yeah. It's not like your golf swing. It's not going to be better.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's your life.
That's right.
And so I did. I came down to San Antonio. Like we literally,
we flew home. What was it, like 2 days later or something like that? He was here.
That's awesome.
Because I'm awesome. And he was like, damn, you're here. That was the part where he was like, okay, like I've invited some people as well that didn't show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess it was just like, okay, like this is we don't even know what we're going to do.
Right.
We didn't even know each other's last name.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it wasn't like, all right, I don't trust this. Let me go on social media.
Well, I mean, to that point, first time I ever met Dylan, similar to how you got here today, put out a post, said, I do a podcast. Dylan was like, hey, I do credit. And I'm like, no shit, I've been doing credit since I was younger. This is going to be a great conversation.
Yes.
Sure enough, he knew his shit. It was one of the best podcast discussions I had to date at that point.
Yep.
And
he's had way better since then.
Well, I mean, even our discussions have gotten better because we're now able to play off of each other. But at the same time, I know that Dylan is not going to give our audience a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
I think that's what actually matters more than anything. Authenticity.
Right.
Right. Because people can feel like when you're overdoing it, like you're not really who you say that you are. One of the things that I try to tell.
Correction. Some people can tell. Most don't. And that's why that MO or that type of behavior continues.
Remember we were
because
talking off
for those cats.
Remember we were talking off camera about the fake gurus and all that.
Yes.
That's why when people are like, you're the GOAT, I'm like, please don't call me that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's nothing like, thank you for the compliment. I just don't want to be jumbled up.
Well, the same instance for, gosh, I don't know, many years now, people would say, well, when are you going to become a motivational speaker? When are you going to write your book? When are you going to, and I'm like, guys, for me personally, I haven't done shit.
Yes. Yes.
I am not there yet.
You want to know what's crazy though? And like, shout out to my wife, because this is what she said to me. She's like, you're so mentally jaded that you don't understand how much of the thing that you think of, create, like bring into the physical realm and then execute.
Right.
Just because to you, it's nothing. It's your like the standard expectation.
Yeah.
So, when we sit down and have this conversation, this is just a bunch of normalized behavior.
That's correct.
It's just like, I was telling you, I wasn't reading any books at all whatsoever, but I was just kept buying them. Right. And I was like, I'm going to read this shit. Right. And then
I'm going to learn through osmosis.
I swear to God, I'm going to figure this shit out. I'm going to inhale these pages and that shit's going to. But one day I just really needed some information. And I was like, this is so hard for me, but I'm just going to read a fucking page. Actually, it was like, I'm going to read 3 lines. That's how I started micro reading. The next thing you know, it was like 8 minutes went by and I had read 16 pages. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, that's how that works.
That's correct.
And it was like 2 weeks later, I was like 2 books deep. 3 months later, I was like 11 books deep. And I'm like, wow. And then it was like NZT. When you are super ADHD like I am, it's like a superpower because you also have another.
You found any of those NZTs yet?
Dude, because when you tip the scale and you get hyper focused, that's the other side of it. So where you get so dialed into the thing that you're doing that you can't even stop anything until it's complete.
You're looking at it,
dude. Yep. And it looks phenomenal. And I've heard that you've built 1 or 2 in the past. Yeah. So it might be tough for some. What's really easy for you, I'm sure that you get this a lot, by the way. You probably have this thing where you're making shit that's hard look incredibly easy because you're so used to doing hard stuff.
In addition to the idea of people only see what we give to them to see.
Yes.
And for example, the only ones that know about me being here late at night, making sure this shit was set up correctly and sitting in every chair, making sure that everything looks good is you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the hours that it took is like, oh, well, who came in and set this up for you? Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because I got a quote and it was just not going to happen.
And that's another thing. People don't actually understand like what's coming out of pocket. They don't understand overhead. They don't understand ROI. They don't understand running the red. They don't, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like running the red. So I have this whole conversation with like a group of like 40, 50 realtors. I'm like, guys, you're not going to run a business that gets into the green without running the red. Well, what does that mean? That means that you literally have to spend a little bit of money on ads. You have to spend a little bit of money on funnels. You have to spend a little bit of money on, well, when I went to such and such brokers, they just gave us that. Well, that's why you suck.
That's right.
Because mostly everything that you just get given, you don't give a shit about.
Well, that even goes to the idea of, I'm going to throw a free seminar. Nobody shows up.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge you $10, $25.
And
you got
people,
a packed house.
And that, listen, literally. So, and this is how you know what we're doing is dope. So I was like, thank you for that segue, by the way. So I was like, the free shit only works for the person that doesn't take action. So what can I actually do to make the free thing like action oriented?
Sure.
And, the credit repair kind of got brought into that. But I was like, listen, and I'm just going to give the game away because again, it's going to go over everybody's head and still, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I was like, we're going to do this on these days. We're going to give them some free guides that are going to help them get from point A to point B. But we're also going to make them sign up. So there was a whole bunch of little carrots that you had to do in order to get there that felt like you were paying.
That makes perfect sense. Absolutely.
So it was like, if you just said, we're going to do it free on Wednesday, nobody's fucking coming.
No.
But if you say you have to sign up for this free thing, you're going to get a text back. You have to click that link to reserve your spot and it's limited. Then everybody fucking shows up.
What's strange, or I don't even think it's strange. It's cosmic, we'll call it.
Yeah.
The idea of what you're talking about, I have been incorporating for many years and not even knowing it. Because the idea of just clicking on the Facebook invite event was not enough. So what I ended up doing was creating an Eventbrite.
Yep.
So you click on that, which takes you to Eventbrite. That makes you then actually sign up.
Yep.
And then, they're going to show up. Why? Because they took that extra step to ensure that their spot is secure.
Sweat equity through the thumbs, baby.
Yes, sir.
And here's the thing about it. Like, what people don't understand is you probably had 14 people that just got to the second page and they're like, fuck it, I'm not doing it.
Correct.
And it's great because that's not who you want
That's
anyway.
exactly correct. That's
So
right.
I think, and I could pull it up for you guys, but this week from, I want to say like Monday to Sunday, we brought in 144 leads at $9.96. So the CPL is crazy low.
Yeah.
And they went from pixel to second page to third page and then clicked on the link when they got their email confirmation. So they're literally already confirmed.
That's right.
And even with that, like say 147 leads, maybe 39 will show up.
Well, even with now we're talking about leads. That's my game. So
I love leads. Let's talk more
we
leads.
started a company in 2020, launched it, reviewmymortgage.com. And the idea behind this is at that time, matter of fact, it was 2018 when I was doing social media ads heavily, started jumping into Google ads, and was crushing it. But then at a certain point, I'm like, wait a minute, these leads suck. They're just not the greatest leads.
Yeah.
So my partner and I, lives in Utah, came up with a concept that we need to give them value. The idea of just having a landing page that they click on, just got a picture, they name, cell phone number, email, blah. It's not enough anymore.
It's not,
and it hasn't been for a while.
Yeah.
So we created the dashboard where they can go in, revisit, educate themselves on programs, tied to a loan officer. Now I'm telling you, it went really, really well to the point that 5 years later, we just launched a mobile app called LoanBot.
Okay.
In instance, catered to realtors, lenders, co-branded, all that good stuff.
I need that shit.
I'm telling you.
I know.
No, we'll get you set up and your whole office.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But you are correct. You've got to take an extra step. And if you can, if at all possible, give them a tidbit of value.
So first of all, you're 100% correct on everything you said. And to tie what you said up at the end, you have to give it to them.
Yes.
Because it's no longer good enough to just say, and when you get there, I will. It's like, no, tell me a little bit of shit right now.
That's right.
Because our cognitive ability or even to hold attention is trash.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And they're just making it worse and worse and worse and worse. Correct. And so, not only do we educate them, and this is where I, brought Dylan in because I just wanted to come down just to mastermind with him. I didn't even know we would end up here.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, not only are we going to educate them, but I'm going to throw them into this ecosystem where I'm going to throw on like 2 free trainings per month where I'm just going to get on live and I'm going to explain to them about, hey, Dylan, can I get you in on it for 2 months? He's like, fuck, let's just do it. Because we live in a world where we can be omnipresent anyway.
Yes, sir.
So you can jump on your phone. I can jump on my laptop. We can get this done and we can give people something of value.
Yes.
The first 3 consultations that I did after your first appearance, we literally had people signing up right then in that spot.
Yeah.
Wow.
We stayed on that call. And so it's almost like we read each other's mind.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, guys, all right, see you later. Everybody's like getting off. There was like 2 people. One was like iPhone 16 or some shit.
I
and they were
kicked
like,
them out.
Yeah. So you had to like boot him off. And so I just like stood there and I'm like, I wonder if he's going to pick up that I want to say something. Right. And then he did. So we stayed there and I'm like, so? And he's like, yo, this shit was dope, blah, blah. And I'm like, I get a text and I'm like, yo, look, I got the text right away. I think I had 2 people enroll on the spot. Like they scanned and did it.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, look, now automatically what happens is you'll know everything that's going on with them. They've already texted me. I'm doing a call with them tomorrow, but they already paid. They're ready to go.
Right.
And now you're going to have these people that are committed to the program that are going to be ready to buy, and then you're good to go.
That's right.
And not only did they pay and they were already in his program, after they clicked his link, they then clicked my link.
Yep.
And then they booked their dreams and goals call. So then I spoke with them the next day and they're already now on to the lending process from clicking that link.
Yep.
And we're talking consumers?
We're talking consumers.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Right on the spot consumers. So this is what happens. They see this. Marketing is when I was a little kid, I wasn't watching the Super Bowl. I was watching the fucking commercials.
Same.
Like listen, Colgate, like this is how
I'm going to say this, and I think you would probably say the same thing and believe it just as much as I do.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody better at marketing than I do.
Same thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, and
why do you think I put you guys in? What did I say?
Hey, when I talk to Dylan, he says anything about marketing, I'm like, well, motherfucker, you know who you're talking to, right?
Brother, I used to have my face on trucks. I used to have it on billboards. I used to have it on boats.
Now, for real. That's how much I love marketing. People think that there's.
I mean, look.
Marketing,
It's
that's what I'm
everywhere.
saying.
And people would ask, hey, does your truck rack work? Does it really work? Guess what? You just asked me about it.
Listen to this. On the back of I got the Caddy black on black, like the matte black wrap.
Yeah.
And I matte blacked on the back, close with Carlos. And then my QR code is there. And then my license plate is the closer. Okay. And so literally every day in every place I go to, Walmart, 7-Eleven, whatever. What do you close? Whatever you got. What do you need for me to close?
That's right.
Can I get a cart? And so does it work? Wow. Hell yeah.
Yes,
it works.
it does.
And it will always work. Advertisement. I just said this yesterday and it's now my coin phrase. It's like everything is a product, which means that product has a market, and anything that has a market requires marketing if you want to continue to sell it. Right.
That's right.
And so, one thing I realized when I was really, really young, because they got like BET and then they have like ABC, NBC, and you know that they are
BET. What's that?
I think it's called the Black Entertainment Television Network. But the thing
I wanted to drop the line from Hangover when you said your name, Carlos. I'm like, well, he looked like a Carlos.
But what I realized at like 8, I was like, damn, when I watch BET, everybody's black.
Yeah.
And then when I go over to like channel 13 and it's like the, how they have the overseas network, I'm like, everybody's brown. And then when I watch like NBC, everybody's Caucasian. And when I watch like NBC, it's a good mixture. I was like, they're doing this shit on purpose.
Absolutely.
So check this out.
For many years without us knowing
us, because it's called the programming.
Yes, sir.
Now watch this. What I realized was, so like then I went and got a white girl for my team and a black girl and an Indian and a taller white Caucasian. And I did
What'd
all
your
that
wife think about all this?
Well, she at first she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" No, but seriously, like it was like, that's happening to you anyway, but you don't know that that's happening
Correct.
to you. It's the programming. We are in the matrix, right?
That's right.
So you have 2 choices: to be in the matrix. Well, 3. You have to be in the matrix and be unaware of it,
Right.
because you can't do nothing when you're unaware of it.
Right.
Be
The
in the
steak tastes
matrix.
like steak.
Exactly. Be in the matrix and be aware of it and still do nothing, or be in the matrix, be aware of it and control the matrix.
That's right.
So I'm just going to be that last guy. Like,
Same.
you're not going to have me stuck in it to where I'm just not going to be playing the game.
Right.
I'm not just going to exist in the matrix.
Now,
I'm going to
mind you,
use it.
I'm going to add to what you're saying because I do believe 100% in what you're saying. The idea of the matrix and being the controller or the consumer, you're either a consumer or you're a creator, that kind of concept. Every once in a while, the creator has to step back into the matrix to find out what the fuck everybody is wanting. And
what are you consuming?
That's correct. That's right.
Dip my finger back in the bag.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Always.
What you guys got going on out here? What I gotta have in mind.
Awesome.
But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, like you said, and here's the thing about it, we can have this conversation and some people are gonna watch and they're gonna fully get it and they're gonna grab a nugget or two and they're gonna go redistribute it.
Correct.
That's what it's for.
The ripple effect.
Yeah.
It's the ripple effect. And so that day when we had, we barely planned shit, by the way. I was like, yo, tomorrow, 7 p.m. I need you on the fucking thing. Don't worry about it. Just send me your face, send me your logo, give me a QR code. He's like, doop, 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 send me all that shit. I literally just redid the slide deck a tiny bit.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, let me just try this out.
Absolutely.
Right? Tried it out, 2-3 signups. So it goes from the advertisement, which everybody gets. Then it goes to the drip campaign messaging to make sure that they're engaged. Then they go from that into the Facebook group ecosystem so that I can send them a programming every single day.
Yeah.
And then they show up to the actual class.
Yeah.
When they get to the class, we give them a plethora of information, but not too much that they can't digest.
Sure.
We then program them throughout the course of the program to say, okay, this, that, QR code, mortgage, finance, QR code, credit restoration, understanding your buying power, QR code. Ask all the questions that you have at the end. QR code, QR code, QR code, QR code.
Yep.
So by the time we get to the end, they're ready to, like, if they stayed, which they all stayed, if they stayed, they're either going to buy.
They're pre-programmed to scan that QR code. Why did you do it? You dropped nuggets throughout. It's that subliminal.
He caught it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You're watching I'm watching him do this, right? And all I see, like, in the cameras, you see like the little cameras like this, people in there, and I'm like, these motherfuckers are actually scanning. Bro, I'm like, oh. But I noticed the sequence of like info, commercial,
Yep.
which was the QR code.
Correct.
Info, commercial. And then I'm like, oh shit, I see what he's doing. And it was like by the second or third time, again, you're just seeing everybody with their cameras like this. It's like, oh, if you want to do your dreams, what was it? Dreams and goals?
Yeah, dreams and goals.
If you want to do, see, I'm fucking programmed. If you want your
programming, bro.
Your
But
dreams
you're
and
right.
goals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, and then I'm getting notifications. And then that's why at the end of the call, I'm like, bro, look.
Now, blowing this wide open, are we taking advantage of people? Are we
Ooh, I got something.
leveraging? And in my opinion, I believe we are simply utilizing human characteristics and traits that we know are inherent in our behaviors to leverage something of value that they should have.
Let me tell you a step further. We're actually the saviors. We are saving
You're
them.
gonna steal my shit.
Oh, shit, man. I mean, shit, man.
Go ahead.
Dylan in the actual seminars. By the way, he doesn't even realize this. Well, he probably does. I stole all that. So one day we did this seminar in Houston. He shit on me in my own seminar. I'm like, this motherfucker's slides are way better than mine, and his fucking pitch is crushing mine. I did nothing, right? I'm competitive by nature.
Sure.
But when we're boys and we got that camaraderie, it's
Absolutely.
like, oh shit, no, you ain't gonna do that shit to me again, motherfucker. You gonna learn from me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come to my shit. I got just sit there. I got put your shit
That's why
together.
he
right?
wanted me there.
Okay. So when he came to mind, for the loaded lead generation system, man, his shit was on point. You know, he gave him the education and then he gave him the call to action at the end, right?
Yeah.
And as I was eating my pineapple in the corner, plotting on my next move, I was thinking, I'm gonna do that shit, but I'm gonna do it 100-fold, right?
I agree.
And so the way that he just said it is exactly how I have it set up on all my social media as well. Here's my wife. Here's my kids. Here's me working out. Commercial. Buy my shit at this. Here's this. Here's that. Here's that. Commercial. Buy my shit at this. Mm-hmm. Now, to your point, it's like, are we taking advantage? This is my whole theory on taking advantage because we were taught wrong from a youth. So when you're young, you're taught, Dylan, you know you shouldn't do that. Don't take advantage of them that way, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, that's good information. I should probably take advantage of that, store it up here, and when I have the opportunity, I should give some advantage. So advantage is to be stored up.
I love that you said that. Yeah.
Advantage is to be taken all over the place. Dylan said, come down to San Antonio, do this podcast with me. I had to take advantage of that.
That's right.
When you got that call yesterday and you were just getting ready to you had to take advantage of that. We're storing up advantage and we're giving it away.
I like the way you put that 100%, but I still don't think it's taking advantage because, for example, are you taking advantage of this podcast? No, you are jumping at the opportunity that was presented.
Yes.
Now, you could have come on this podcast and just sucked.
Yeah.
You could have not known what the fuck you were saying. You could have been, I don't know, a total ass.
And it could have been, I could have been just somebody that you don't even want to fucking listen
Absolutely.
to. You know what I mean?
1000%,
and that would have a negative effect on your time, which you're never getting back.
Well, it wouldn't be aired.
If you're still sending out pre-approval letters and praying your realtor send you the next lead, you're already behind.
Top producers are winning because they're giving their agents more than just rate sheets and donuts. They're giving them LoanBot. With LoanBot, you can offer realtors a white-labeled, co-branded digital mortgage tool that they send straight to their buyers. It's like giving them a mini loan officer in their pocket. Available 24/7, fully loaded, and branded with your name and their trust. Buyers can self-diagnose, compare loan programs, check real numbers, search properties, and explore down payment assistance without blowing you up at 10 p.m. And the best part? You see everything, every scenario, every lead, every milestone. You're looped in the whole way. LoanBot isn't a widget. It's the referral machine you've been waiting for. Here's the deal. Your realtors can get it from us directly for $9.99 a month. But it'd be in your best interest if they got it from you. Either way, they're going to get it. White labeled, co-branded, transparent, and more.
Sign up for your demo with our team of innovators.
Okay, so there's that too. And then I'd get the phone call after, like, Dylan, what the fuck? I'm never listening to you again.
And it would literally change the dynamic, right? But because, again, you have good synergy with you and you guys already have a relationship, you already know if he's bringing anybody, it's going to be the extra cheese, right?
Right.
And so, you know, again, to your point, it's like, Well, look, at the end of the day, if I know that you have an advantage and I know that you have an advantage and I'm giving a product away to a person that I'm taking it, and I'm going to stay on the taking advantage thing.
Sure.
Because that's what we're all programmed to understand
Right.
anyway. Yep. Are we really doing that, or are we giving them the exact thing that they need at the exact time that they asked for it because they've been typing it in, they've been looking for it, because the algorithm's taking advantage of us.
And it's the kind of thing that someone sitting in the audience could possibly say, man, I'm lucky to be here.
What the fuck? They are saying that.
Right.
Even when I fucking went to the game and I spent 600 on the lower bowl and all this other shit, I'm like, did you see that fucking interception? I could have been watching that shit at home, half-ass falling asleep, but I'm here.
That's right.
And this is a moment in history, and that ad popped up. And I'm so glad I spent that $600.
Weird, huh? Yeah.
So really, it's like, what is your perspective on taking advantage, being taken advantage of? Usually that's some victim shit, and that's a totally different topic. We can go way later. But usually, victim shit. So usually when you feel taken advantage of, you really just made a decision that you have a regret about.
Absolutely.
And you're not taking accountability for your own decision.
Matter of fact, when you say the other stuff, you don't seem Canadian.
So
I'm like, you sure you're not from Texas?
So I was born in Detroit.
I'm just one of those brothers that I no one's held me back. I don't play the victim stuff.
And here's the thing about that's super funny that you said that. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, which is border city to Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Okay. So I spent a lot of time in Canada. And the thing that's super funny is my wife is full-blown Canadian.
Wow.
And so the difference between the way we look at things, like culturally from our programming, is like, I'm going to assert myself and I'm going to take all the fucking opportunity you give me. I'm going to call it opportunity.
That's right.
And she's kind of like, well, if they don't have it, we should make sure that we make enough to give it to them. I'm like, well, how many times?
True.
Because I'll give it to them like
that's right.
2, maybe 3, depending on their circumstance.
But even then, it goes back to the idea and concept we were talking about earlier, which is you give something to them, give a man a fish.
Exactly. Teach a man to fish. Because here's the thing about it. If you want to talk about taking advantage, right? How many times do you give something before now you're taking it? You know what I mean?
Good point.
Because we look at taking advantage as creating opportunity.
Right.
But there's actually people out there that are looking for people that have created opportunity to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
And we could have a whole conversation on the way that the country's been ran in the past and the way it's being run now and the things that have to happen in order to bring advantage back here.
As a matter of fact, from this point forward, I don't even want to reference it as taking advantage. People out there listening, I'm going to reference this as leveraging the knowledge that you've been bestowed upon to actually utilize, to capitalize on what is opportunistic for your situation.
Now, I got to hear your take on
this. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take away the entire taking advantage. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. We know that if somebody comes across you,
yes.
If they're going to choose, or let me just say me, if they're going to choose me to work on their credit versus the person who spent more money to get in front of them, right, to make the offer sound better, but we know this person's going to scam them and I'm not.
Right. But only you know that.
Right. Only I know that.
Yes.
The consumer does not.
Correct.
The consumer, where the manipulation comes from, is when they start playing on feeling, right? Because we know feeling creates an emotion, emotion creates an action.
Yes.
Correct.
So I'm just going to use the credit space for a second. If you see the ad that says, we're going to get rid of everything, I don't care what it is, in 30 days or less, and it's going to have a big ticket number, but we're going to take care of everything. Your life is going to change in 30 days. They're playing on the urgency feeling, right?
Yeah.
And so that person is more likely to take advantage and manipulate incorrectly, right? So I look at this as a fight. So I'm fighting to get in front of more people for them to hear my message because I know that I'm going to serve them right when 9 times out of 10, the other people are going to do wrong. So I'm looking to the savior point of earlier. That's what got in my brain. Of I'm the savior because the race to the finish line is I need the client to hear me first before they get manipulated by the person who will
by
take
some
advantage.
bullshit.
Yes.
That's
Right.
right.
So as far as like taking advantage and whatever, like, sure. But I want to talk about the end part, which is the client.
Yes.
Because why are any of us doing what we're doing? Because we know we either have the better product, the better service. We know we can get the job done. We have the more experience, whatever it is.
That's right.
You know the value add that you have. And so everybody spends their money on ads and getting in front of people. So I now look at it as a race to say, I need to be on as many podcasts. I need to go live as much as possible, create as many reels. I need to spend a little money in ads. I need my website. I need my SEO, because there's other people with either bigger pockets than me, equivalent pockets than me, or they're going to want to take advantage of somebody. So every person I get to save because they meet me first before getting the person who scams them out of $1,500.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's the win.
That's right.
That is the
right.
win.
And then they get to spread the message. So now we kind of go over everything you guys spoke about, back to the ripple effect.
Yep.
And for those of you that are out there listening to Dylan right now going, ugh, but that means I've got to be in front of people. It could annoy my social media following. Well, guys, if you get a message from a friend that says, hey, you post too much, let them know very kindly that it's not for them.
Yes. And then just do what I
Keep it
do.
moving.
And then just do what I do. The friends cleanse never ends. With that being said, I like what you said so much. And to tail off what you said, because, I used to get when Facebook came out and I was 12 years old and I just got them. But, when it first came out, I literally, people were like, you post too much. And I was like, stop looking at it. You know what I mean? Why are you so engulfed in what I'm just stop looking at it. Hit the mute button, because that's what I would do.
You don't pay my bills.
And I would never message you, and go, man, you're posting too much. I just hit the mute button and never tell you. I'm not going to ruin your momentum.
This is where that phrase I've been telling you comes.
Yeah.
So before anybody tells me anything, right? Whether it's right here, whether it's in a DM, no matter what. And any of you that are listening, please, if you take nothing from this, this is the one that you want to hear. Consider the source. Okay. So I've been telling you this since you've been here, right?
I like that.
Everything.
So everything that happens, consider the source. You post too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, will I trade lives with this person? Are they who I admire and who I want to be? Then why would I consider what they say?
Right.
And so this could get controversial and whatever, but if somebody tells me something I don't like, I'll give it away. Here's how you know that I don't like what you're saying and I don't respect what you say, because I don't respect you. If you give me some advice and I say, all right, if I take your advice, would I end up like you? And the first thing is you get offended by it, you don't like you either.
Exactly.
So why are you mad at me? But if it was, but if I said the same thing to one of you and I said, if I took your advice, would I be like you? You'd probably be like, if you're fucking lucky. Right? That's right. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I do.
Right. So now everybody just consider the source. When somebody tells you post too much, your shit's cringy. I don't like your captions. And again, we could be petty, be like, oh, I don't like your captions. Well, I'm sure you don't like your gut either, but you still got that.
And
right?
Strong.
It is what it is.
Yes.
But it needs to be strong.
But if you want the blanket statement, because think of the boldness it took for them to say that. So they think that they're comfortable enough with you that they could let you know,
right there.
You felt good telling me that. So you didn't come with any good intent, because here's the thing. You can give criticism, but if you don't have the solution, then shut the fuck up.
And honestly, brother, even just to take it a step further, if they have never messaged you and said, man, I seen that shit that you just did, and
that was dope.
Yeah.
If they've never done that, and the only thing that they've ever done was offer you some sort of criticism to get you out of their peripheral, they just don't want to see you.
Haters gonna hate.
And that's it.
And if you ain't got nobody to hate, you ain't doing on me.
And if you ain't got if you ain't feeling no hate, you ain't really that great.
That's
I mean, it just is what it is, bro. I realized
nuggets of one-liners right now.
I just realized as I was kind of going through that personal development phase, and I was losing friends, and it was hurting me, because I grew up
for sure.
In that, we're going to Sunday dinners and the first people that I lost were my family members, because it was like, oh, you're losing weight. Look at him. He's look at his shirt. It's smaller.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? A person that's going to live 11 years longer than you. And not to be, you know what I mean?
You're right.
But I mean, shit, man, I feel good in this shirt. Why wouldn't I fucking, because the first thing people do is see you.
Did I ever tell you, or because I had my guy with me that day in Miami. Do you remember the reason that I was like, do you remember?
I didn't remember until you just said it right now. But he's like, he's seen you. He's like, I seen you earlier and I seen your traps. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, yo, I just want to let you know, like, and this before I knew he was a speaker, any of that shit. I was like, bro, I was like, you're fucking because you recognize discipline, right?
Sure.
And so, like, I know that that's an attribute of somebody that I admire.
With good
right?
genetics.
Right. So,
Fuck that. It's all discipline. But I mean,
that was the first
Don't make me
thing.
lift my shirt up.
But bro, at the end of the day, discipline has a physical characteristic.
1,000%. And you can, so comparing, let's call it working out to working on your business.
Oh, for sure.
Working out gives you pretty quick, verifiable results.
Yes.
Right.
Working in your business doesn't necessarily have those results. So you've got to be consistent. You've got to continue to leverage. You've got to continue to consume,
bro.
to be able to.
When you go through post edit, I'm about to send you my before and after picture and put that shit up right in this segment, bro.
awesome.
I was
Wait till you see.
I'm gonna show you after. It was Biggie Smalls, bro. Like
Really?
I was tipping 290, 301. I'm like 5'8". You know what I mean?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, you know, my first results were just like walking on an incline. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So my longevity in business is unfuckwithable because I don't give a shit how long it's going to take. No matter what, if I know it's going to produce the result, I'm going to do it. So to play off of what you said, me getting in front of that right person, spending that extra money, whatever, it's really because I care so much. And this is where I had to make a slight separation between how much I care and how much people are going to care about themselves. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
The person wants to buy the house. They want to get the loan, but they don't know about the credit repair. And they don't want to go through and they don't want to submit the document. And all right, well, I'm trying to fucking help you. But if you're not going to help yourself,
Right.
I know that some of my verifiable results when it came to fitness at first were super minuscule.
Sure.
To the point where I could have easily been like, man, fuck this. Give me some fried chicken.
Right.
And I'm about to lay my ass the fuck back down.
Right.
Because this is way too much shit.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been wrong. However, if I look before the feeling, I did it to myself.
But that's also a testament to, and I believe that anyone like in bodybuilding, you've got to be so consistent with your eating, your working out. It's so regiment that if I could, I'd hire nothing but bodybuilders because I know they at least can be consistent and stick to it.
Listen, not only did I lose that weight, my coach was like, fuck it, your genetics are stupid. I need you to do men's physique, classic physique, and bodybuilding. I was like, what the fuck? Don't I just pick one? He's like, no, genetically, you're a freak.
Yep.
I want you to do all of them. And I did them all in 2 years. And I won everything up into my pro card. So I went all the way up into nationals. And I was just like, I don't have to fucking do this. I want to concentrate on my business because I'm so regimented in this. The way you do one thing is usually the way you do all things.
That's
so
right.
I want to take this focus and move it into my business. Now, you said as bodybuilders and how much regiment they have to have, I learned, okay, I can do this in my business. Then I got so good, I guess I'd have to say. If I'm gonna
we'll call it consistent.
myself, I got so consistent that I was like, fuck, I can probably get out of my business and make this shit still work.
Correct.
What do I have to do next? So
automate, delegate, eliminate. That's right.
Automate, delegate, fucking. I gotta write that shit down right now.
Yes, sir.
Automate, delegate, and fucking eliminate.
That's right.
And guess
and then
what?
it's time to regulate.
Fucking where's Warren G? I need to bro. Because I'm telling you right now. See, the one thing that people get addicted to is them being the ones that built it.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's hard for us to walk away and not fucking put the camera there and da-da-da-da. And then it's hard for us not to come in and go, what the fuck did you put the camera there? Let's get the mic.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then you can just be on like fucking Laguna Beach, chilling, bring it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you can do whatever you want.
And I will tell you, I built a business just like that in the lending side, and 2022 screwed that up for me. I'm not going to say it screwed it up for me. I take that back.
Well,
the market
shit
shifted.
happens.
The market shifted. I then had to jump back into production after years of not being the head of the set.
But you can do that.
1,000%.
Not everybody can. I just want to take the time to give you some flowers. I just met you, Mark, and I know you're fucking incredible. So I wouldn't even wait to even give you those flowers. We don't do that enough as men, for one. So, you know, you can do that because you've done so much of the thing that it requires to do.
Right.
To have a crash happen, like, I think his name's Glenn Sanford. He's the owner of Kind Lending. Okay. So take this. Okay. So I read his book. It's called Integrity. And he went through something similar to where the market was really, really bad. He got out of the business. He had some health issues. And then he had to get back in it. But listen, when he got back in it, it only took him like 8 years and the motherfucker made like a billy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he made his grand exit.
Yes.
And now he, like you, in the space that you're in with lending and mortgage and finance, man, you have an opportunity. The opportunity always happens when you step in shit.
Absolutely.
You're like, God damn, that's shit. I step in it. I wonder what I can invent to make when you step in shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Because that's
what
where
happened.
that's where the thing happens. And so now when I step in shit, I go, man, I wonder what's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
I'm like excited about the shit that I stepped in instead of being pissed.
Well, and I think the 90% of people are going through any industry looking to not step in the shit.
That's
hoping
that's
not
the problem.
to step
And
in
that's
the
the
shit.
actual
That's the problem.
When-
That's the problem.
Us three, we're looking for shit to step in.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hey, bring the fucking pigs.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Automate, delegate, eliminate, and fucking regulate. I'm adding regulate
There
to
you
the
go.
end
Do
because
it.
seriously, what does need to happen is once you realize all of the things that you need to change and the systems that you need to put in place and the relationships that you need to check and keep at a certain proximity and the people that you need to make sure that you're around. Like when I was on my way up here yesterday, dude, it was clear skies. You know, doves were flying. They were bringing all
And
the
it was like, hey, motherfucker, I'm a rain.
No, I swear to God.
Just wait.
Listen, so I'm like, okay, I got enough gas to make it, but I'm a little famished. I did a fasted workout in the morning. I'm just going to stop and eat. So I stop and get myself a little chopped brisket, fucking enjoy the scene. Then all of a sudden it's fucking like raining and hail. And I'm like, fuck, man. So I'm like, I messaged him like, I'm 30 minutes away, bro. I'll be there. Chill out. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Now it's fucking 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit. So I get to the hotel. Oh, no, I didn't. It was the wrong fucking hotel. Because after I got gas, I put the wrong shit into the GPS. I just typed the name in. I thought it was going to be the first. The algorithm failed me.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the first. It wasn't. So my dumb ass just followed the GPS. Took me to the wrong place. I'm like, Dylan, I'm at the wrong hotel. Bear with me. It's going to be another 30 minutes.
I promise.
So then I get to the fucking hotel. I forgot that I was hiring a transaction coordinator because I'm going. I got a couple in the pipeline. I'm like, I need another one because we're scaling.
Sure.
And I don't want to scale out of my business. And I know you know what I mean.
Sense. Yep.
So I'm like, I just got to do this quick little interview and then I'll be done. Fuck, 15 minutes into the interview, power goes off in the whole entire hotel.
Oh gosh.
So I was like, fuck. I told Dylan I was about to shower. So I go check the shower. Fucking water's cold. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, I'm just taking a cold shower. Fuck it. I go downstairs. I'm like, hey, you guys know when the power's going to be back on? We don't know. We're the only. I look outside. They got power next door. I look the other way. They got fucking power. We're the only fucking place in the thing with no power. I say all that to say this. It would have been easy for him to be like, hey, Dylan, it's a wrap. It's fucked up. Da 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 da. I'm not going to be able to do it. Right? That shit would have just been easy to do.
Correct.
But because I've been stepping in shit for decades, I was like, ooh, it's about to be dope. Right? Yeah. Whatever's about to happen, which I'm unaware of at this time.
Someone's trying to keep me from doing it, so I'm going to do it to the best.
Do it the best I possibly can.
That's right.
And so, we got a little mastermind together yesterday. It's like, I was like, hey, we can do it like this. What if we added that? Okay, I'm going to shoot the ads for this. This is how we can do it that way. He's like, I can do all that shit for you. And then I was like, can we I need a place where I can do a pod on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, he wasn't like,
you're out in Houston now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm fucking I'll come up. You know what I mean?
Whereabouts in Houston?
You know where Sugarland, Missouri City is?
Right when you get in.
Right when you get in.
Yeah, my wife's from Houston.
Okay. Yep. So I'm looking like, okay, either I'm going to build this entire shit myself, but I got to figure out, because I didn't even finish that story, but Dylan was the one who inspired me to create the Loaded Media Group. Because when I came down, he was like, yo, you're already dope. Most people won't say you're dope, you're doing this. Right. He's like, your shit's dope. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. Go back and do this exact same thing that I'm doing here, but do it in Houston. I'm like, why would anybody tell me that?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would and then I was like, wait a minute, because I'm the guy that people would tell that to. So let me stop thinking that thought.
That's right.
So we get together yesterday. We put, and we didn't have where we were going to go or any of that shit. And I go use the restroom and he's like, fuck, I got to get this shit together. Opens up his phone and boom, there it is.
Boom.
And here we are today.
Wow.
And so, the moral of that story is whatever the fuck you're thinking about doing, just go all the way through that shit.
In addition, you're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
Where you're supposed to be.
That's why action matters. I'm going to give you a phrase really quick. America doesn't have an information problem. We have an execution problem.
Yeah.
Right. There's plenty of information.
Plenty of it.
Right.
Yep.
In courses and seminars and all the things. And to everything you guys were saying before, well, how come the statistic is the over 90% of people, once they're done being motivated, they're out?
Yeah.
Well, it's because they were never taught the right habit of executing on the feeling.
That's right.
Right. And then also operating outside of, if you feel like shit, if it rains, if it whatever. Because if you can learn the exercise part, not like the physical exercise, but the exercise of taking the action.
Sure.
Well, now it doesn't matter. You're not operating from feeling because you know outcome.
Yes.
Right. And so input, output, many different ways to phrase it.
Absolutely.
But we don't have an information problem. We have an execution problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we teach more people how to execute regardless of how they feel and regardless of the situation and circumstances, more people win.
Well, we're going to be the anomaly, guys, just so you understand moving into the future.
As you put enough content out, you're not having to seek those people.
No, they
they're
find
going
you.
to find you.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's true. And that's why I said, listen, either I'm building the shit or find me a place, because I don't care if I have to drive 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what makes the story dope. Oh yeah. In the beginning, I used to drive up to San Antonio every fucking week for 2 hours. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I care about the outcome, because there's going to be a kid that sees me that he's going to go, Carlos did that shit. And he by the way, I got this kid, and it happened last month. He's like, man, I've been watching all your videos and everything that you said to do, I just did it. And I got this deal and we made 10 grand in like 3 weeks, bro.
Wow.
He just brought the shit to me. He's like, listen, like I watch all the gurus and shit like that. He's like, and I love how you always say, I'm not a guru. I'm just a regular guy doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's
and he's
right.
he's like, when I heard you say that, it made me feel like I could message you.
Yeah.
And he did. And that let me know that was the right, just like you said, you got to go back into the matrix and find out. He's like, because you kept saying that, I felt like I could reach out to you. I'm like, I'm glad you did. What do you got? Right.
That's awesome.
And if only that kid knew that he did more for you that day than you did for him.
No, but now
that's the confirmation.
That
you're doing the right shit.
Yeah, he does. Like, that's not even a joke, because I'm like, babe, like the motherfucker just called me, got the deal already. I'm like, what is going on? She's like, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
By design.
Yeah.
By design. Yeah. And so from that day on, just to be like very transparent, I've probably done 10, 15 deals with people that just bring them to me because they know I'm teaching it, but maybe they don't have the capital at the time.
Sure.
But I'm telling them, if you don't have the fucking capital, still take the action.
Absolutely.
Because the action will lead to the result.
That's where you learn. Yes, absolutely. That's worth more than the right now money, monetary value. That's something to teach the man to fish. You're going to be able to eat for life.
Speaking of reading books, you ain't reading no books on swimming and becoming Michael Phelps, motherfucker. You got to get into swim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got to get into swim.
Yeah.
So, you're talking all this. Well, after I learn it all, that's when I'm going to, no, start it now.
That's the number one sign that I know you ain't did shit. I got to know everything before I do it.
Well, I've got to cut this thing short.
Yes.
How long are you in town?
I'm going to be in town for the rest of today and half or 3/4 of tomorrow.
Okay. So, potentially tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
I almost want to have you come back to do a part 2 of this, where we actually talk about the topic we were intended to talk about instead of all this good shit that we just did, because it was fantastic.
And I'm super glad that we did.
Same here.
But I would fucking love to come back, because I do specifically want to go over the loaded lead generation system.
Okay.
I do specifically want to go over what we're doing at the Loaded Realty Company. And I do want to talk about the first time home buyer program that James Warren Group and Loaded Realty Company can do collaboratively. And tonight, because I'm a fucking superhuman genius, what did I just say? Superhuman genius is what I meant to say. You're going to teach me everything that I need to know about LoanBot.
Facts.
And I'm going to find out how to incorporate that into this super fucking funnel that I just built. And we're going to help so many people.
I like
because
this.
that is
that's the name of the game.
It's the name of the game.
Yes. Help enough people get to where they want to go, and you'll get to where you want to go.
That is fucked up. I can't believe you just said that
I
shit,
mean,
because I was
shame on
literally,
me.
I was about to say.
For speaking the truth.
I was about to say good old Jim Rohn.
Yes.
If you just get enough people what they need as a byproduct, you'll get what you need. It's the way it's supposed to be.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Key Factors Podcast, Real Estate AF, where the AF stands for and finance. You guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
If you're still sending out pre-approval letters and praying your realtors send you the next lead, you're already behind.
Top producers are winning because they're giving their agents more than just rate sheets and donuts. They're giving them LoanBot. With LoanBot, you can offer realtors a white-labeled, co-branded digital mortgage tool that they send straight to their buyers. It's like giving them a mini loan officer in their pocket, available 24/7, fully loaded, and branded with your name and their trust. Buyers can self-diagnose, compare loan programs, check real numbers, search properties, and explore down payment assistance without blowing you up at 10 p.m. And the best part? You see everything, every scenario, every lead, every milestone. You're looped in the whole way. LoanBot isn't a widget. It's the referral machine you've been waiting for. Here's the deal. Your realtors, can get it from us directly for $9.99 a month. But it'd be in your best interest if they got it from you. Either way, they're going to get it. White labeled, co-branded, transparent, and more.
Sign up for your demo with our team of innovators.
If you're still sending out pre-approval letters and praying your realtors send you the next lead, you're already behind.
Top producers are winning because they're giving their agents more than just rate sheets and donuts. They're giving them LoanBot. With LoanBot, you can offer realtors a white-labeled, co-branded digital mortgage tool that they send straight to their buyers. It's like giving them a mini loan officer in their pocket. Available 24/7, fully loaded, and branded with your name and their trust. Buyers can self-diagnose, compare loan programs, check real numbers, search properties, and explore down payment assistance without blowing you up at 10 p.m. And the best part? You see everything. Every scenario, every lead, every milestone. You're looped in the whole way. LoanBot isn't a widget. It's the referral machine you've been waiting for. Here's the deal. Your realtors can get it from us directly for $9.99 a month. But it'd be in your best interest if they got it from you. Either way, they're going to get it. White labeled, co-branded, transparent, and more.
Sign up for your demo with our team of innovators.